friends, and welcome to the Art Social episode 9. Today I have a very special episode for you, as I will not be painting, but more like teaching you guys different techniques and different inspirations. And I'm also going to be squeezing in a couple fans at the end of the episode that show you their inspiration on art, their favorite technique for art, and a little bit of a background on them. They're fans of the Art Social, they follow the Art Social, they're subscribed to the Art Social, and I'm really, really excited to show you guys their journey of art as well. So first thing we're gonna touch base with today is different techniques. We're going to take a look at 7 different techniques. And just because I show you these 7 techniques, it doesn't mean that we're gonna do them or anything like that. I just want you to have a bigger picture of what's out there with art, especially when it comes to painting, since that is my favorite type of art, and I do that with you guys every week. So we're gonna move on to those clips, and then after that, I'm going to have a special part of the episode where I will be mostly outside. Yep, you heard me. You'll check that out with me. It's based on all the inspirations you can have. And we're gonna touch base with that. And then after that, I'll show you a few clips of our fans and their background, and we'll end the episode with that. So it's gonna be a little bit more lengthy today, but it's gonna be fun, I promise you. And then next week, we're going to be going on to do an abstract painting, which I will talk to you about in the next clips, all right? All right, so let's move on to those clips. Here are 4 different ways to get inspired. Hi everyone, Elly here from the Art Social, and I'm going to be showing you examples of inspiration for art. So first thing on the list to do today is nature. Nature has probably got to be one of my biggest inspirations. I love being out here. It's snowing right now. What better way to spend this time with you guys? I actually wanted to show you guys a little example. If you can see the scenery here, I'm literally 2 seconds away from my house. I found a little piece of bush. It looks beautiful, and it's just making me think of all the wonderful things I want to do with paintings and stuff for the next few Art Social videos. So this is my first inspiration, is nature. So go out there, explore, do all of this, touch the trees, touch the leaves, don't pick up garbage. Just take a look at what you have, the rocks, and you can take inspiration from all those things and put it on your canvas. Either it's a canvas or a sketchbook or anything like that. Just do something that feels right by looking at all of this behind me. All right, so try this out, and I will try it in one of my next videos. Okay, so on to the next inspiration. Hi guys, so here is my inspiration number 2, structures, buildings. So I'm not far from where I was in my last little clip in the bush, and I noticed this beautiful, beautiful structure, a really nice church. As you can see, it's got beautiful, beautiful colors. You've got the cross on it that gives it some pow. You've also got the spot where the bells ring. So that's another example of like structures and stuff like that. You can go down the street in your neighborhood and look at houses. You can look at buildings like skyscrapers. If you go on a trip with your parents, you can always do something like take a look at the art on the walls of the city. A lot of people do art in the cities. I'm from Sudbury, Ontario, and I know a lot of my viewers are as well. And you know that we have a lot of art on our walls of our buildings here in Sudbury downtown especially, and that brings me joy to see, and it makes me feel so good. And recently we've gotten a really big building during Upfest that was painted, and it's one of our old hospitals. I know a lot of people feel like it's very bright and stuff like that, but you know what? It's a piece of art. I have to feel like I really enjoy that, and looking at it, it makes me happy in a way. And you know what? To each his own, right? So some people do big, bright paintings on big buildings. Some do it on their canvases. So take inspiration from that next time you're painting on your canvas, and we'll go from there as well, okay? Let's see what we've got next for our other inspiration in the next clip. Hello again, my friends, and I want to go on to our next inspiration. So my next inspiration has to do with my dog. Her name is Shiva. She's a husky, and she's one of my favorite people in the world. She's my people. So what I want to talk about is how we can incorporate having animals and wildlife in your canvas, in your pictures. Yes. And I like doing that with abstract art, and I will be talking about abstract art in our next clips. But I have Shiva here, who's eager to have a treat. Down, girl. Do you want a treat? Sit, sit, sit. No, sit, stay. Good girl. You give them a treat, you let them play with you, draw them, paint them. I find inspiration in wildlife all around me, and I find inspiration with my dog and my cat. So find inspiration with your fluffy creatures, or take a look on the internet and see what you can find, all right? Hi, my friends. So this inspiration has to do with objects. The object that I decided to be inspired by is my pergola. So I have this little archway here with my fence. Unclip, open up, and I go into my front yard. So this here can count as an object. A car can count as an object. You've got fences. It could also be part of structures, a fence, and this could also be part of structure as well. A lot of different categories will mix together, but this here is the object that I chose because it's in my yard, and things that are just in your yard could be part of inspiration. I went 30 seconds down the street to go in the bush to take a really nice video of my inspiration with nature, and I was in my backyard with my dog, and now I'm inspired by this beautiful pergola. And during the summer and as well during the spring, especially when I have vines growing on this thing, it's beautiful, and it just makes me want to paint what I see. So that's my other inspiration to share with you, and that's it for my inspirations. Other than that, we're going to move on to a few other clips in this special episode for you guys. All right, so see you there. Let's take a look at 7 different techniques. Hey guys, so we're going to talk about all these different painting techniques that are out there, and the name of them and what they are. So we're going to start with this first one, realism. Okay, so realism. I wonder if you can guess what that is. You got it. It's real pictures. So it looks like you're painting an exact replica of something that is real. So let's say you're looking at a tree and a lake. For example, realism would be taking your paint, your brushes, your canvas, and having it look almost exactly as the picture, where you can't even tell if it's a picture or a painting done by hand. Realism is to get as close as that real object then as possible. So realism is our first technique. Okay, so our technique number 2 is photorealism. Yep, photorealism. It's almost exactly like realism, except realism, you paint something in real life that is alive in real life in front of you. And photorealism is taking a photograph, and looking at it, and from there you're copying it exactly as it is on another canvas. So you could take a picture or take an iPad or a cell phone, and you can take pictures and you could look at it and then copy it on your canvas. So that is photorealism. Hey, so number 3 of our techniques is painterly. Yep, painterly. It sounds silly, but it's a real thing, I promise. So I am pretty sure that you've seen this. It's paintings with thick brush strokes where you can really see that it was painted on. It doesn't look real. It could be a painting of a bouquet of flowers, and you have those brush strokes that you can see in the painting, but even though you see all the brush strokes and it's not nice and smooth, it's still really beautiful in its own way, because you see what the artist did with their brush, and that's just beautiful in itself. So painterly is our 3rd technique. All right, guys, so number 4 of our techniques, impressionism. Yep, that's a long word, impressionism. So impressionism is a type of painting where instead of really large brush strokes like we had for painterly, impressionism is very tiny brush strokes where you almost make like tiny little circles in different colors, and in the end it looks like a beautiful painting, and you could see exactly what's going on in the painting, but it also looks kind of static, like it's not completely finished, because there are still some white spots everywhere. But impressionism is a different technique, a different type of painting, and a lot of people do this, and it takes a lot of patience, because all those tiny little dots you're doing and little brush strokes, they take a long time. So impressionism is for very patient artists. I did some back in high school, and I had a lot of fun doing it, but it wasn't my favorite because it takes a really long time, and I'm not a very patient person. All right, so let's move on to the next clip and see what our number 5 is. Hey guys, so number 5, here we have surrealism. Yeah, surrealism. So it's, in a way, it's real things, real objects, like the picture I'm showing right now. We've got some clocks. Clocks are a real thing. You take clocks, and this artist has bent the clocks in a way that it looks like they're made of liquid. So surrealism is taking something realistic and making it unrealistic. So it looks really awesome, and it pops out of the page, and it makes you think, and it makes you double check your painting, but it's a form of art that a lot of people love, because these surreal things aren't actually real, but they're made with real things. It's just a whole process. It's wonderful. It speaks for itself. It's very original. All right, so let's move on to the next one. Hi guys, number 6. Our technique number 6 is pop art. Yep, pop art. It sounds fun to say, right? This takes inspiration from very bright colors. A lot of advertising does pop art, copying a picture more than once and having them the same picture in different colors. That's a lot of pop art. Something that pops off the page, that makes you look at it, it gets your attention, and that's why a lot of advertising and TV commercials and stuff like that, that's why they use pop art. So that is our number 6. All right, guys, number 7. So number 7 is my favorite technique by far. I love doing this. It's not what we actually paint every week, but I will be doing that in our next painting. So I did mention that earlier on in the video, and I did say that our next week painting, we're gonna be doing abstract paint. So get ready for that, because I'm gonna have lots of fun. So abstract, okay? That's our number 7. Okay, So abstract art doesn't actually have a realistic aspect to it. You don't really see any kind of design or anything like that in the background. It won't shape into anything. It's not going to be a building. It's not going to be a person. It's just a bunch of colors, and the paint can be thick, it could be thin. You have different tools, which is my favorite part. You can use sponges, you could use painting knives. Painting knives are my favorite, and I'm going to be using them in our next video. You can use paintbrushes still, you can use your fingers, you can use nothing but the canvas, believe it or not. And I'll show you how to do that in our abstract painting. I'm really excited to do that with you guys. So abstract art, that is my favorite technique. So comment below which one of the 7 techniques that you actually really enjoy doing, okay? So let's move on to our next segment of the video today, and that will be inspirations that we take from the outside world, okay? So let's move on to that. Let's take a look at some of our fans' art journeys. Hi my friends, and we're on to the last segment of this episode where I introduce you to 3 art social fans. And yes, due to COVID, we're not doing that in person, and due to the fact that some of them do live far away, it wouldn't be possible to have them here in the studio with me today. So we have some that recorded clips of themselves, and some of them that have a picture of themselves and answered a few questions and show us a few pictures of their art. So we're gonna move forward with Mason, Chloe, and Stephanie. So I'm gonna let you guys take a look at their clips and their pictures, and just so that you can have a glimpse on people of different ages and gender, and just their technique that they use and their inspiration for art, and how they became the little artists that they are today. So let's move on and see those clips, and then I'll catch you in the ending video.
Chloe, 14 years old. My name is Chloe and I am 14 years old. I have been doing art for about 2 years now. I prefer minimalistic art, something that tells me a story or has a meaning. Sometimes I draw out of boredom, and it might not mean anything, but it's still fun. I prefer sketching, but I am also decent at painting. Here's some of my work. Mason, 6 years old. My name is Mason, and I am 6 years old. I started art when I was a baby in daycare. At 2, I took an art class and really liked it, so I haven't stopped. My most favorite type of art is sculpting, like snowmen, snakes, and my family. I also enjoy coloring, painting, and building with Legos, but not as much as sculpting. Here's some of my work. Stephanie, 31 years old.
Hi guys, my name is Stephanie. I've been drawing since I was 4 or 5 years old. I used to watch a lot of cartoons, and I still do. You're never too old to watch cartoons.
Here is some of Stephanie's work. It ranges between the years of 1998 and 2020.
As Elly might have shown you quite a bit of my art, they range from acrylic art, digital art, sketching on paper or drawing on paper. My weakest when I was younger was acrylic painting, which oddly I've mastered over the years, as you've probably seen. My favorite style would have to be digital, just because you can do almost anything and everything, and so many different types of brushes that you can use and textures. Even though it's digital, it looks like you could have done it on paper, which is nice. But also I would have to say acrylic, just because it's fun to play with. You can do it with friends and family, and you can hang it on your wall. Home decor.
I asked Stephanie if she'd ever sold her art.
I've had over the years quite a few people tell me, though, art doesn't pay. Yes and no. I mean, if you're doing it for fun and someone truly loves your art, they will ask you, hey, how much is this painting for? I've already sold quite a few paintings, even though I didn't want to really sell them, but they truly loved my art. So, I mean, practice makes perfect. Keep practicing, and keep practicing. Practice makes perfect, because if you do not practice, it's like a muscle. If you don't practice it, you can't get better. So don't forget to hit like and subscribe to this channel. Stay creative, keep practicing, and have a good weekend.
Thanks, Stephanie, for sharing your art journey with us.
Hey guys, I hope you found so much inspiration from this episode. I really had so much fun doing it. I know I didn't do a painting in this one, but I wanted you guys to get a handle on inspiration and get motivated and take a look at different techniques, and maybe you could do some research on your own techniques, and maybe drop a comment down below. Let me know what your favorite technique is, how you got inspired to do art. Did I help you out with that? That would be so amazing. We're gonna move on with, don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, always share my, my page, check out my Facebook page, and you know what? Stay creative, guys. I love you.